Rip City, let's close our eyes. Let's date ourselves for a second. Guys, remember that old Disney commercial? I'm too excited to sleep. That's how all of us felt last night. I hope you ended up getting your rest and are ready for tonight's action, because it is a big one as your Portland Trailblazers are in Phoenix to take on the Suns in the 7-8 matchup in the NBA play-in. Winner gets the 7 spot and a chance to take on the San Antonio Spurs in the first round of the NBA playoffs. It is so nice. Welcome into Blazers Game Day. Chris Burkhart here with you. If you would like to join the conversation with me today, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. Of course, you can hit us up on the text line, 88528, or go to youtube.com. Just type in Rip City Radio and join the conversation with us over there. This game today is everything. Now, because Portland got the 8th seed, it is a little bit nice, because if they happen to lose, that just means they get to play the winner of the Golden State LA Clipper game later this week. But if you take care of business tonight, doesn't really matter. And that's what you want to do. Can they get it done? We shall see. It's going to be a good one. The Blazers took care of business over the weekend. They handled the Sacramento Kings in a game that started out a little bit slow, and I'm sure fans got a little bit worried. But then the Blazers flexed on the Kings, took care of business, got the dub. That dub locked them into the 8th seed and set up the matchup that we have tonight against the Phoenix Suns. Now, instead of talking about that Kings game, because guess what? It's done. It's over with. And I'd like to focus on the last games a lot, but that's the regular season. We've advanced to that. We're in the play-in stage today. Just know that the Portland Trailblazers have played the Phoenix Suns 3 times this season. They have lost 2 of those matchups. They have won 1. Let's talk about them. It's time for the Rip City Rewind. All right, let's take a look at how this team matches up with the Phoenix Suns, and we can start with their first matchup way back on November 18th, early in the season, when the Blazers lost 127-110. Keep in mind, in that game, there's still a lot of uncertainty with this Blazer team. There was no Matisse Thybulle in the lineup. You did not have Jeremy Grant, who was injured early in the season. Chris Murray was starting in his place in this game. The Suns came out. They won 127-110. Both teams had 58 points in the paint, but Phoenix was able to really get out in space. 29 fast break points to just 9 of the Portland Trailblazers. They also had 63 points off of their bench. Portland had 20 turnovers in the game. Not great. And you look at what happened for Phoenix. Multiple players in double figures, 6 of them to be exact. Mark Williams had 15. Devin Booker had 19. Colin Gillespie also had 19. That's going to be a name you're going to hear a lot of here, because Portland's going to have to pay attention to him. And the Suns got the victory. Now you're sitting there. It's okay. It's early in the season. The Blazers are 6-8. They're 3-3 at home at that point. Still a lot of season to play. You're not looking too much into it. They don't play again for a handful of months, but they meet up for the second matchup on February 3rd. This game at Moda Center, the Suns grab a 130-125 victory. Portland got out to a massive start. It was 41-30 in the first quarter, but then the Suns just started to chip away. And you looked at the first game, what did I say? 58 points in the paint for both teams. In this one, Portland had 58 points in the paint again. The Suns had 60. So both teams going at it, going to the rim. Fast break points was a lot more subdued, 6-8 in favor of Portland. At the turnovers, though, Portland still had 17 of them. Points off turnovers, Phoenix led 25-16. And a big reason the Suns were able to get going was that they shot 48% from beyond the arc. And that is pretty nice. And again, the game was close. It was just a 5-point victory. Now, you look again, who played in that one? Well, you can look at the fact that There was no Matisse Thybulle. Okay, well, that's part of the situation. And there's no full roster. Caleb Love's getting 8 minutes. This was Vit Krejci getting his early run, still trying to figure things out. Blake Wesley and City Sissoko still large parts of the rotation. No Chris Murray, who's been absolutely phenomenal for this team. And we talk a lot about who's healthy and who's not. Oh yeah, big name missing. There was no Denny Avdia. So maybe that played into it. Then they meet up for the third time and final time of the regular season just a few weeks after that. It's February 22nd. And the Blazers, the offense isn't rolling. They only scored 92 points in this game. But they were able to hold that Phoenix Suns offense as well. Defense was locked in. The Suns scored just 77 points in the game. Took the L 92-77, and that's 77 points, the fewest points any team scored on the Blazers all year. So you know that they can lock in when they need to. Now, in that game, you're easing Matisse Thybulle back into the lineup, and you're getting closer to healthy. The Suns team, they're still dealing with injuries. There's no Devin Booker in that game. There's no Dylan Brooks. Colin Gillespie goes off. He scores 18 to lead the Suns. In that previous game in February, he had 30 to lead the Suns. He was 8 of 14 from beyond the arc. He has torched this Portland team. Watch out for him tonight. But you proved that you can hold that team down to a rough night offensively. And again, they didn't have all their weapons, so that has to be factored in because Portland and Phoenix come into this game, both teams fully healthy. How Coach Splitter decides to balance out the minutes and all that's going to be very, very interesting to see. But in that game, despite the fact that Portland shot just 27% from beyond the arc, Phoenix shot just 25%, so that helped them. Portland was 46% overall. They had 47 rebounds to the 41 of Phoenix. Still, the turnover was high. 21 turnovers for the Trailblazers. However, Phoenix had 23. So Portland, what you need to do tonight is keep those turnovers down because you know those can get you. That's been the bugaboo all year long. Well, in recent games have been a little bit better, so that's good. But you need to understand that this is a team that's coming at you fully kitted. Devin Booker's a go. Dylan Brooks is a go. They got their weapons. So you got to be ready for it. So how do you attack them? How do you make sure that they don't get in a flow offensively? Because I think that's going to be one of the keys to this game tonight is making sure Phoenix does not get going. And as one of our texters said during the segment I just did with Chad a few minutes ago, you know, Colin Gillespie hasn't had to face Matisse Thybulle. Hey, yeah. And so that's going to have an impact tonight. One of the things the Blazers have been doing in recent games is that lineup where you have Drew Holiday, you have Matisse Thybulle, you have Toumani Camara, you have all those guys on the court at the same time. It makes a difference. That is an all defensive lineup. Watch out, have fun. It's going to get you. How does that impact the game tonight? Again, going to be interesting to see. As Mary in Southeast Portland says, I'm so excited. Then he should attack Brooks. Make him foul out. Hey, attack the rim. That's a strength. And what I like about when he attacks the rim and what I've liked in recent games, you look at that Clipper game, I loved when Denny attacked the rim to attack the rim. He wasn't looking for the foul. There was times when he was looking for the foul, and it ended up being, a no call. He throws an air ball because he was looking for the foul. I think the best thing you can do is just play to your strength, attack the rim. Don't look for the foul. Just do you. Attack. And then you're going to need those big games from Toumani Camara and Donovan Clingan, who's been absolutely incredible. And Scoot Henderson, who's been playing pretty darn good basketball as of late. I think you look at this game, a lot of things favor Phoenix. That's why they end up getting that home matchup. They've done everything they needed to do. But I would not count out the Blazers with the way that they've been playing as of late. This is a big-time game, and it's a big-time matchup. Again, loser has to go play the winner of the Clippers-Warriors game, and neither one of these teams wants to be in that situation. And what has me excited, What has me excited is the fact that this is not somewhere this team has been for a handful of years. As I told Chad earlier, usually I had Courtside Monday last night, and usually Courtside Monday at the end of the year is me talking, I'm going to hand out some grades. We're going to talk about the offseason, talk about the odds in the lottery, because that's what we have to look forward to. Right now we have at least 2 more games tonight, and what could happen if you lose? You win, then you get to start prepping for the Spurs. And selfishly, that's what I want, because as a trained journalist and a guy who's been doing this for over a decade, what do we love? We love storylines. We love storylines. And what better storyline than acting head coach Tiago Splitter taking over this team 1 game into the season, getting them into the play-in, and then miraculously getting them a matchup with his former team. Hook it to my veins, as they say. I don't care about the fact that San Antonio is a championship caliber team and Oklahoma City is a championship caliber team. There is so much for this team to learn by getting into the playoff and playing those games. Now, there are some people who would prefer that they lose their next 2 games and get bounced and get into the lottery because they have that pick and no draft. That's fine, because these 2 games at most here, these are also extremely valuable. It is not the playoffs. And Drew Holiday said it. Is the goal is to make the playoffs. Does the play-in count? No. Playoffs are the playoffs. But this is still postseason basketball. It's going to be a vibe. The arena in Phoenix is going to be electric. The officials are probably going to be a little bit tighter than this team has been used to. Going to allow that physical play that the playoffs are so known for. How does this team adjust? Kirk says, if the Blazers get into a series with the Spurs and the Blazers win, does that mean Scoot's better than Wemby? No. Wemby's might be the best player in the league. I mean, that guy's a freak. He's so good. He is so good. But we cannot discount Scoot. Everyone wants to poo-poo the pick and talk about how bad he's been in his struggles. He's been so good over the last stretch of the year. And we're going to hear from him in a little bit. And you may have heard the interview he did with Chad yesterday on the Rip City Drive. That's a guy who is excited for the opportunity in front of him. An opportunity to beat the Suns tonight on their home court and advance to the actual playoffs. Like I said, this is still postseason. The regular season's done. We are post. So this is the postseason. But this is a chance to get to the actual no-fooling playoffs. And it's a good feeling for fans, and it's absolutely a great feeling for the guys in that locker room. If you want to join the conversation with me, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. You can also hit us up on the text line, 88528, or you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the conversation there. And a quick reminder before we go to break 2 that due to some new NBA rules that have us all scratching our heads, this game is not on local TV. So the only way to have a local broadcast is right here on Rip City Radio 620. The TV broadcast will be on Amazon Prime for those of you who subscribe. So you got to keep it locked in here for Blazers game day, the pregame show, the call, and of course the 5th quarter at the end of the night. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to head to the coach's corner. We're going to hear from acting head coach Tiago Splitter. We're also going to hear from some of the players because quite a few of them made a trip to the podium after that game against the Kings. And again, obviously the things people were talking about were Phoenix and getting into the postseason. And there's some real excitement from these guys. We'll hear from them after the break here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620. the players here shortly. But before we do, let's head out to the phone lines where our man Bryce in Portland has been waiting patiently. Bryce, lay it on me. What you got, my friend?
Just like the intro song, I've got high hopes for it.
Let's go.
I'm a little bit bummed. The 300 level play-in ticket, might have to get refunded to me, but I like our chances a lot better with the Spurs. I do Oklahoma City, but I think we could easily get there with the prep. I think we could best the Spurs. We bested the Spurs before over the past 2 seasons, and at the worst case scenario, all the people that had been wanting to see Wemby that miss out on him actually playing at the Moda Center, I would like them to be fulfilled in it.
Hey, I'm with you.
And
I want to see him play.
and I'm not a big folk person, but one of my coworkers is transferring over to Connecticut, and he was cleaning out his house, and he gifted me a complete action figure set of the 1992 Dream Team.
Oh, nice.
And I think with like a little plastic Larry Bird and Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Magic, all those people hanging out in my trunk with some beers to listen to the City radio coverage of this game later. I want to say that hopefully we just come out there and crush it against the Suns tonight.
Absolutely, Bryce, and thanks for the call as always. I think if you got those guys propped up with a cold one, I think you're going to enjoy the game just fine, my friend. And I do. I hope that they can get a victory tonight because again, storylines. Give me Thiago Splitter versus the Spurs. I also think I feel like with the Spurs, the Blazers hold a chance to get a game. I still pick the Spurs to win that series handily because the Spurs are really flipping good, guys. But that's neither here nor there. Like, I'm not focused on San Antonio or Oklahoma City because there's value in both of those. If we're going to try to compare those right now, I don't care. You got to get through Phoenix, right? That's big time tonight. It's going to be a tough matchup, but it's winnable. But tough, but also winnable. I just went like full circle 3 times just for fun. But it's that type of game. Kirk in the chat says he has the Blazers by 5. I want him to win unbiasedly. I think I have Phoenix by 5, but it's going to be a hell of a game. I think that's the point here. Most people are expecting this to be a close game. And when it's a close game and you do what our friend Chad always says, and that's win in the margins, that's how you can pull those upsets. So if the Blazers do those little things that we've talked about and continue to play well in the glass, limit those turnovers, and can find ways to knock the Phoenix offense off of their rhythm, that's where they can stand a chance to win this game and pull the upset. Can't wait for it. It's exciting as Tall Tim says in the chat too. Finally, an extra season game, right? It rarely rains in Arizona, but tonight it's going to rain 3s. Hopefully that will be Blazers that bring the rain. If anyone knows how to bring the rain, it'd be the team in the Pacific Northwest. All right, are these guys excited for this game? I think they are, including their head coach. Let's head to the Coach's Corner.
It's time for the Coach's Corner with Thiago Splitter on Blazers Game Day, presented by Coors Light. Choose chill, Portland.
Official locked in. What are your thoughts on this upcoming matchup with Phoenix?
I think Phoenix is, playing a great basketball. I think Jordan Nod is a great coach. Got that group going. A little bit up and down with the injuries, like everybody else, but they have a lot of talent. Can shoot the 3, got good defenders, 3 and D guys. Of course, we're playing there, so it's going to be a tough game, tough environment. But it's going to be awesome to our guys to experience that and go through that type of match. A lot of guys are craving to be in that situation. Especially the young guys, and they're excited about it, and we all do, actually.
What do you remember about your first playoff game as a player?
As a player, I play overseas, of course, a little different, but don't remember exactly here in the NBA against who I played. As Spurs, I think I played against Memphis, and we were first, and we lost to Memphis, who were 8th. I think that's my first or second and 7 or something like this. Didn't play much that first season. Second season, I played a little bit more. Went to the Western Conference Finals, then to the finals, then a ring. But yeah.
There's a little bit from head coach Tiago Splitter, asked about it right off the jump, knows it's going to be a hard game, and we'll absolutely see how it goes. And as one of our texters says, don't forget Blake and City, they're Spurs too. Absolutely, you can't forget those guys. It's also nice to watch them get at it because Spurs fans are kind of like Blazer fans, smaller market. You don't have the historical big sports like football and all that, but you got the NBA and you can latch onto it. So they love their Spurs, and when guys come through town, they love them. So if you give me that storyline of City and Blake and then Tiago, and then obviously the connection of the Blazers' former face of the franchise and LaMarcus Aldridge going to San Antonio, there's some history there. I also love it too because the very first playoff series I ever got to travel for was against the Spurs. That was pretty awesome. Now, we heard from Coach. I want to hear from a couple players as well. I told you Scoot Henderson is a guy who sounds focused and ready to go, excited for the opportunity in front of him. Let's hear from Scoot.
Hello.
Hi, Scoot.
So,
Scoot, what are you most looking forward to about being in some postseason basketball?
oh man, the atmosphere. Especially going away, kind of first playoff playing game. I think it's gonna be a good atmosphere. It's like all odds against us. Young players on the team, whatever, this and that. I think it's a good chance to showcase who I am, who we are as a team.
Since this is first 2 years in the league, these guys didn't make the playoffs, and then you played the G League instead of going to college. When was the last time you played in a basketball game that had like real stakes like this?
High school, dog. Yeah, high school. Other than that, now.
You ready for it?
Yeah. Yes, my fault. Yeah, of course. I feel like everything that we've been through as a team, personally, I think it just, God doesn't make mistakes on what he does, so everything is for a reason.
You mentioned going on the road. Does that, you get amped up to go into someone else's house?
Heck yeah. I don't know if you know the song, Walk on Trap, Take Over Your Trap, but I feel like we got a chance to do.
I mean, he's just asked right there. You like going into someone else's house? Heck yeah. Walk into a trap, take over the trap. Scoot sounds excited, and I love that for him. I love the fact that he is locked in and understands. Like I said, there's a lot in front of this team tonight, a chance to really excel and do something that, not a lot of people thought they'd do. Get into the play-in and advance through it. And it all starts with the Suns. Now, before we go, that was the young guy, the young buck, looking at his first postseason environment. And again, not playoff yet, play in, but it's still postseason. This Trailblazers team also has some vets, some very important vets who have been here before, who have gone to the top of the mountain and left with rings on their finger, Drew Holiday being one. Here's what he had to say after that regular season finale against the Kings.
Drew, your thoughts on making the play-in, at least on that matchup versus the Suns in the 7-8 on Tuesday?
I think we feel good about it. Got to get to work tomorrow and prepare to go out to Phoenix and take care of business.
What is and what will be the message you pass along to the youth players who haven't experienced all that as a veteran?
I think just to take it in, soak it in. This is an experience that not a lot of people get a chance to experience, to play under this type of pressure and be in this moment. So just honestly take advantage of it and go out there and have fun.
In what ways are the games different from a regular season game when you get
the intensity? The intensity is different. What's on the line is different. The rests are different. I don't know if that's going to get me fined, but just it's a lot more aggressive. I think the games come down to possessions a lot more, and who makes more plays.
From your vantage point as the guy on this team with by far the most experience, what are kind of some of the growth that you've seen from some of the young guys from the beginning of this season to now?
Yeah, I mean, from everybody down to our two-ways, getting a chance to play extreme minutes, big minutes throughout the season with guys out and guys injured, stepping up big and getting us to where we are now, winning games, has been huge. Denny taking a big jump and becoming the man and being an all-star. Same thing with Kling. I think offensively he's shown that he's capable to really put it up on the scoreboard, but defensively protecting the paint and helping us out a lot. So I think from everybody, from Tumani down to Caleb, everybody's done great.
And there you hear from the vet, Drew Holiday. And again, he's locked in. Doesn't show that same excitement, if you will, that Scoot did, but there's a difference. Scoot, it's the first time experience in this, and I totally get it. And the fact that he gets to go in and do this, and he's got vets like Drew to lean on, it's pretty darn awesome. Pretty darn awesome. Now, one of our commenters on YouTube asked, is Grant going to play? He was listed as questionable. We shall see. I'm sure our Sean Hyken will have some updates. He's on the ground in Phoenix for this game, so make sure you're following him on social media at Hyken for all the latest on the road. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to hit you with an NBA scoreboard report, see what's going on in some of the other play-in games across the association. I continue to get ready for Blazers versus Suns, and of course, we'll be joined by Chad Doing here in just a little bit on Blazers Game Day on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620. Welcome back into Blazers Game Day. Chris Burkhart here with you. We are getting you ready for some NBA play-in action as the Trailblazers are down in Phoenix to take on the Suns. The winner advances to the playoffs as the 7 seed. The loser will take on the winner of the Clippers-Warriors game to be played tomorrow. Now, plenty of other action going down in the play-in, though. Not a lot tonight, just one other game. Let's take a look. It's time for an NBA scoreboard report. Shout out to our friend Timmy in the chat. He says, the Blazers win against the Suns, check. Hawaii beats Wyoming, check. That's a little college football 26 reference. And it's WrestleMania weekend. Has a chance to be the best week ever. Also, now that I know you're listening, don't hit me with the messages to try to bait me. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of, if not the greatest video games ever made. Don't at me. All right, only one other game going down tonight. That is the play-in game between the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets currently trail 49-48 with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first half. And we got to be honest here. This has been a great season for Charlotte. The way they've turned it around, found a way to play. Good basketball. And Con Knippel's been great. LaMelo Ball hitting threes as well. Pretty good game. Now, unfortunately, in that game, it does look like Bam Adebayo injured his back, left the game after taking a hard fall, questionable to return. We'll see what that means for the Heat for the rest of this game. Something to watch. But it's just another play-in game. Loser goes on, plays one more game. Winner goes on 7 seed. So we'll see what happens there. It's the only other play-in game going on tonight. And then you got the Blazers taking on the Suns. Now, tomorrow night, you have the Magic taking on the 76ers. And then you have the Warriors taking on the Clippers. No games on Thursday. And then the losers of tonight's game will take on the winners of tomorrow's game on Friday. I know, little confusing, right? But don't worry. Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what Orlando and Philly does, doesn't really matter what Golden State and LA does, doesn't even matter what Charlotte and Miami do. The only thing that matters is what happens in about an hour and a half when your Portland Trailblazers tip off against the Phoenix Suns and a chance to advance to take on the Spurs in the NBA playoffs. This NBA scoreboard report brought to you by our friends at McCord Vancouver Toyota, where they live by the slogan, we make it easy. Check out their inventory now at toyotavancouver.com. Now, we had been playing some audio a little bit ago. You heard from a vet. You heard from a young guy. I want to hear from another young guy because Chris Murray went to the podium. And again, similar to Scoop, sounds like a guy who's excited for this play-in game.
So, you excited to play in your first postseason game?
Yeah, I mean, if you told me like kind of the process of like when I first got here to now, I feel like every year has gotten better and better. And now, like this year, I feel like everything kind of came together despite like all of our injuries. So I mean, yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great experience for all of us.
You just doubled your win total from your rookie year, 21, and your first year, 42, 2 years later.
Yeah.
A lot of progress.
Yeah, I mean, that's great progress. That's kind of what you want, especially like kind of from where we were. You just want to see development within the team and within every player. And I feel like that's kind of been done. Add a few people here and there, and I feel like we're kind of peaking at the right time. So,
any thoughts about the matchup with Phoenix heading into that? Anything that you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting just because I feel like we haven't played each other at full strength this year. So, I mean, that'll be interesting, but I feel like we match up well with them. They got a lot of shooting. We have a lot of versatile defenders, so I think it'll be good. Good competitive game.
What have some of the veteran players on the team been telling you and some of the other younger guys about what to expect in your first postseason game?
Yeah, I think kind of just preparing us has been like the process leading up to it. I feel like they've done a good job of kind of getting us to make sure every game needs to be kind of like postseason-ish, especially those 2 Clippers games. Like we knew they were going to come out strong, physical. They have a lot of veterans on that team, So we had to take those games and kind of treat them like a postseason game. Obviously, a lot of us are inexperienced, but we have a few good veterans on our team, you could say, just to help us out. So they've done a really good job kind of preparing us.
Anything specific that you took away from those two atmospheres?
Just every possession matters. Taking care of the ball. I feel like this year we've been a little lackadaisical at times with the ball, turning it over, maybe taking bad shots. And I feel like these last few weeks we've done a better job at that, trying to limit our turnovers and make every possession count. So I think that's kind of been the biggest thing that I've taken away from that.
And there you hear from Chris Murray, another young guy, seems ready and locked in for this play-in game. And we've had some people asking, and we did just get some official word from Phoenix. Jeremy Grant available tonight. And as Sean Hyken points out, this will be the first time all season, 82 games have been played, my friends. This will be the first time all season that Portland will have every single player, except for Dame, who we knew was not going to play this year, every single player available. Think about that for a second. First time all season. Exactly. Cue the applause. Well played, Brendan. First time all season, Blazers roster is a full go. And that's big time. I also think it gets really, really interesting how Coach Tiago Splitter balances that lineup now. This is a play-in. Sometimes in the postseason, you'll see coaches go to an 8-man rotation, to a 9-man rotation, what have you. Well, when you have a fully healthy roster like you do tonight, how does that change what the team intends to do? How does that change your rotations? That's a good thing to watch. Excited to see that. Also, Zimmerman chimes in, let's get one thing straight. The best video game of all time is Super Metroid for the NES. Respectively, Zimmerman, while the Metroid series is wonderful, and that one is great, it's not even the best game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's not. First off, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, phenomenal. Also, one of my top 5 games, maybe my favorite game of all time, Earthbound, also on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Metroid, good. Brendan wants to put in a vote for Red Dead.
I mean, it's up there, man. I mean, the last couple years, I mean, Red Dead, maybe the first time college football came back, that's got to be up there too, man.
So, also, I like Brendan chiming in. I was like, you're too young to have any take on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
A little bit. I mean, he's not wrong, folks. I got some Mario. Like, I remember playing some Mario on, Uncle's console, things of that nature. But yeah, a little bit.
Absolutely. Hey. It's good times. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Blazers Game Day. When we come back, Chad Doing's going to join the show. We're going to get his take on this game. Maybe I'll join the YouTube chat and be a keyboard warrior to defend my takes on video games as well, because we're having fun. That's what we're doing today. We're just having fun, baby. Blazers, Suns, play-in, a spot in the playoffs on the line tonight. All here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio, 620. Welcome back into Blazers Game Day. Chris Burkhart here with you. Big game tonight as the Blazers are taking on the Suns. A spot and a chance to take on the Spurs in the playoff on the line. What do they need to do to get a victory? Let's find out. It's time for our keys to victory. All right, joining me now for our keys to victory is Chad Doing, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, Chad, but what's your take and vibe on this game right now?
Well, I feel good about the Trailblazers' chances. I really do. I think they're catching the Suns at the right time, and the Blazers are going to be at full strength. I think this game comes down to everything that we've talked about over the last 3 to 4 weeks. It's going to be about turnovers, limiting those, and making sure that you win points off turnovers. It's going to come down to offensive rebounding and winning second chance points. And then for the Blazers, they're going to have to do a good job of capitalizing on their three-point shot opportunities. If they can do that, they're going to be okay. I expect them, because of the game tonight and the magnitude, I think they'll be engaged with the proper mindset on both ends to start the game. But I think those areas that we just discussed, I think they're going to be the determining factor in who wins tonight.
Now, Chad, I don't know if you saw, but Arshawn Hyken, the Rose Garden Report, he's down in Phoenix right now. Make sure everyone's following them at Hyken for all the latest. But got word that Jeremy Grant is available and playing, and he added that this will be the first time all year that the entire roster outside of Dame is healthy for the exact same game.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, man. It's like perfect timing. Like the Blazers, as stricken as they've been with injury, to have officially the first fully healthy game of the year be the play-in is amazing to me. So I'm excited because I think we've all wondered what this team could look like at full strength, knowing that they were capable of so much more. It's going to be fun to see them play tonight because, as you pointed out earlier on the Rib City Drive, to have multiple defenders, who all defend in a different way that you could throw at, Devin Booker, that's going to be critical. Also, I wanted to ask you a question that came up to me earlier. Who do you think is going to guard Dillon Brooks?
Dillon Brooks? Oh, yikes.
Who's going to guard him?
Well, I think I think you might go a little bit of Tumani on him. I see every time I think you're going to put Tumani on the best player, they've started with Drew Holiday on them more often. So I think you probably start with Drew on Devin Brooks and Tumani on Devin, and then watch them switch back and forth a lot.
Okay, that works. I would almost be willing to bet my bottom dollar that Dillon Brooks is going to be tasked with dealing with Denny Avdia. So it's going to be fun to watch those two guys going back and forth tonight. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And then with Denny Avdia, one of the things I want to see from him tonight is I know that he makes his living attacking the rim, but he also gets to the free throw line. I don't want him to look for fouls. I think his game suffers when he looks for fouls. When he just goes to the rim looking to get the shot, I think he's actually far better. So I want to see that from him. Attack, use that quick first step and keep that Phoenix defense honest.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it. And the good thing is that I think for the Blazers, they're excited. Like I think one advantage they have tonight is that they've been locked in on this moment now for a couple of weeks because they've had to win games coming down the stretch to get to where they're at tonight. And I like the fact that they're going to be battle tested as they enter action tonight. So I think the guys are ready. I think they're going to play well, and it should be a compelling basketball game. And, the weird part is about the NBA season now with the way teams handle their roster down the stretch, it's kind of hard to get a feel for, like, the Suns or several other teams in the playoffs because you just don't know because we haven't seen, most of these teams at full strength for quite some time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so you're going to get a good game from that. But you talk about the young guys and being locked in. Like, we just played some of that audio from the post game. And as I told you, Scoot Henderson sounds beyond excited to be in the spotlight, and the dog backed into the corner. He's ready to bite, and I like that. But then I listened to Chris Murray, and what I loved about listening to Chris Murray is you could tell he was excited, but you could also tell that mentally he was locked in. Which I think, Chad, and I want to get your take on this, is I think you're starting to see exactly why they have a guy like Drew Holiday on this roster. Because he's a guy who's been here before, and when he talked post-game too, was talking about keeping the young guys locked in. Does that pay off tonight?
Yeah, exactly. And, a lot of people wondered why they made the move to get Drew Holiday at his age and at the price. And, the Blazers, their goal was very simple from the start of the season. They wanted to make a run at the postseason. They thought Holiday would be able to help them win games now, which he has. And he's a unique player because he can be on the floor with the ball in his hands, or he can play off ball. So he's multi-talented, and obviously we've seen it over the last couple of weeks. A great defender too. So I've grown to love the guy. I really appreciated him before he got here, but now seeing that everything everyone said about him is 100% true. Like I think he's the nicest guy in the nicest human being in the NBA. He's unbelievable. What a great teammate. Great leader, great player. He's everything you want in a basketball player.
Well, he won that Maurice Lucas Award for a reason, right? He's a professional.
He's awesome.
And a great teammate. All right, before we let you go, what do you got on the docket for us coming up on the pregame show?
All right, we're going to hear from Sean Hyken, who's in Phoenix for the game tonight from Rose Garden Report. We'll get his latest on what he's hearing and what he's feeling. Michael Holden's going to join me. We'll get his keys on how the Blazers can get the job done tonight. Travis Demers will give us a full preview coming up here in about 15 minutes. And I'm looking forward to it. Casey Holdahl is going to stop by. We'll have the entire crew as we get ready for the game tonight. And, Chris, isn't it fun, man, to have a little postseason action here in Rip City? I love it.
Hey, you talk about getting your second win. Like, I'm excited. It's nice. It's great to be here. It's fun. All right, Chad, thanks for joining me as always.
I think I just got my second win. I'm experiencing some very good blood flow right now, if you know what I mean. I'm getting excited.
I know what you mean. Okay, don't just relax. You still got a show to do. We'll talk to you after the game, my friend.
I think it was the Diana Rossini apology letter that got me in a bad mood. But I feel better now. I've recouped.
I'm good. Show me your blazer, Chad.
Show me your blazer.
There you go. All right. Music means it's time to go. For me, not for you. Chad has the Trailblazers pregame show across the Trailblazers audio network coming up next. And then, of course, keep it locked in after the game because you have the fifth quarter where hopefully we're talking about a playoff series against the San Antonio Spurs. Blazers, Suns tonight, play in action. Rip City, I'll talk to you after the game.